All right, let's talk about one of the biggest transformations happening in the pharmaceutical industry right now, automation. But we're not just talking about a few bots here and there. We're talking about building a strategic command center, a center of excellence, to manage this brand new digital workforce. So let's dive in.
Just think about that for a second. What if you could save 160 years of work? Reclaim all those hours that get sunk into repetitive manual tasks. And look, this isn't some crazy hypothetical. This is the real-world impact automation is having in pharma right now.
And that number? It comes straight from the top. The CEO of Eli Lilly actually put a number on their efforts, 1.4 million hours saved. And they have this great term for it, their digital worker equivalent workforce. These are bots and AI working right alongside their human teams, handling everything from data analysis to drug discovery.
So when you hear a number like that, the big question is, how? Right? How do you go from just dabbling in automation to achieving that kind of massive company-wide impact? Well, that is exactly what we are going to break down.
First things first, let's really look at the opportunity itself. Why is this such a huge deal for pharma? Because it's about way more than just saving time. It's about changing the fundamental way the industry works, from compliance all the way to the supply chain.
And the results? They really speak for themselves. I mean, look at this. We're seeing compliance workflows getting done up to 80% faster. Pharmacovigilance, that supercritical job of monitoring drug safety, is becoming 45% more efficient. And in operations, you've got companies saving over 5,700 hours every single month. These aren't outliers. These are the typical wins.
So, how do you make these wins happen over and over again? How do you scale this up in a way that's smart and, really importantly, compliant? You don't just let automation run wild. You build a structure to manage it. So, let's introduce the Center of Excellence, or COE.
Now, a COE isn't just some tech team tucked away in a corner. Think of it as this cross-functional group. You've got people from the business side, from QA, from IT, all working together to set the rules of the road for the whole automation program. They make sure everything is secure, scalable, and ready for any kind of regulatory check.
Probably the easiest way to picture it is this. If your digital workers are the astronauts out there doing the work, the COE is your mission control. It's giving them the strategy, the support, and the oversight to make sure every single mission is a success.
And this is what that mission control usually looks like, at least to start. Most pharma companies go for a centralized model like this because it gives them maximum control. You see the executive sponsor up top? They're the ones providing the high-level support. Then you have the head of COE running the strategy and these key roles for analysis, development, and, so important, compliance.
Okay, so you've got the structure. But a blueprint is useless without the builders, right? A COE is only as good as the people on the team.
And here's the good news. You don't need to hire an army to get started. You can actually start pretty lean with just 4 core roles. You need that executive sponsor to champion the whole thing, a head of COE to manage it day to day, a process analyst to sniff out the best opportunities, and an RPA developer to actually build the bots. But, and this is important, as your automation program grows, so do the skills of your team. Your process analyst, for example, might start with basic process mapping, but pretty soon, they'll need to be doing advanced value stream mapping, really hunting for waste across the entire system. Same for a developer. They go from basic scripting to handling these really complex integrations across multiple systems. It's about growing expertise, not just headcount.
All right, so we know what a COI is and who you need on the team. Now for the really practical part, the how. What's the actual step-by-step blueprint for building this thing?
It really comes down to these 5 phases. First, you've got to define your rules and structure, your governance. Then you get those key people in place. Step 3, you build your pipeline of what to automate. Step 4 is the launch, and you need strong change management here. And finally, you monitor, you optimize, and you keep it going for the long run.
Now, that third step, building the pipeline, that's where a lot of companies get bogged down. I mean, with so many possibilities, where in the world do you even start? Let's get really specific on that.
This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? You absolutely need some quick wins to build momentum to show that this thing actually works and to get everybody on board for the long-term vision. So where's that low-hanging fruit that gives you the biggest bang for your buck?
Well, the data really points to 3 key areas to start. First, QA and compliance. It's just perfect for automation. Tons of high-volume, rules-based work, which can lead to 30 to 60% faster cycles. Then there's the supply chain, which offers just massive savings potential. We're talking over 5,000 hours a month. And finance, with its standardized processes, has seen companies optimize the work of 36 full-time employees.
And at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. This isn't about replacing people. It's about empowering them. You take all that high-volume, repetitive stuff off their plate, and you free up your smartest people to focus on strategy, on innovation, on solving the really tough problems. Now that is a real competitive advantage.
So the question really isn't if you should be building a digital workforce, it's where you're going to start. Imagine this. Your first digital coworker logs in tomorrow morning. They're ready to go. What is the very first, most important task you're going to give them?